In the name of Allah, who is beneficent and merciful. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students of class 9. As you know that in a previous lecture we understood the lesson Mohenjo-daro and we did its remaining exercise. And in today's lecture we will also solve the remaining exercise, and then after we go to the another lesson. So in today's lecture we will understand the prepositions, how they uses in the sentences, okay. And in the same way you have also done like this. So here, as an earlier lecture I told you that a lot of its use in plural and also uncountable noun. As Sir John Marshall knew a lot about all things, we knows a lot about birds. Here in third there is a lot of water. So you here see that the water is uncountable noun. Here a lot of is also used with uncountable noun. What a lot of mangoes. Mangoes this is uncountable noun, and a lot is also used countable nouns. Made of, okay. So we use made of when one thing is made of another. Each house was made of large bone bricks. The table is made of wood. This shirt is made of cotton. Okay. So now cotton and the shirt, the two nouns, they are used at the beginning use of made of. So here is also expression known. The made of is used when an article is made of some material. So material nouns, you also know that the material nouns. So very much, okay, as I in a previous lecture I also told you about the difference between many and much, okay. So I think you will be very clear about the meaning of much and its usage. So very much and not very much. Here you can imagine how very much surprised and excited the people were. He loves his wife very much. Very much, it means a lot. A lot of. बहुत ज़्यादा. So here in a negative, not very much, it means in negative sense. I am not very much fond of movies. Okay, I don't like mangoes very much. It means the negative and very much. So also very much can be used with positive whenever we use very much. If we have to use in negative, we use not very much. I don't like mangoes very much. Not at all. So here in see the not at all, it means in any ways or to any degrees. For suppose if I give you my own example, I am not happy at all. I am not happy any ways. You can also use any ways instead of at all. Not at all means in any ways, means never. So she does not speak English at all. It means she don't or never speak English. Not at all, it means never. So very well. Number D, I am very well. For suppose she speak English very well. I can sing this song very well. If you use this in a negative, you just add not very well. Okay. For suppose I say that you are very well in English language, or you are very well in English grammar. So for suppose if you change very well in a negative, you can add there not very well. So here option not very well, it means he did not remember the poem very well. Second, she sings but not very well. Okay, so here she sings, okay, but not very well. So here the most of, many of, the rest of, some of. So we can also use them in the sentences. Here examples are given and these are used in the sentences. You can still see the great hall where most of the grain was stored. Means most of the grain means all of the grain are stored. For suppose I can say that if there are 30 students in the class, I give you the examples. There are 30 students in the class. I say that the most of the students have cleared the exam. Most of the students, okay? It means there are few students who haven't cleared the exam, but most of the students have cleared the exam. Most of means almost all of. So here most of us are from villages around the school, okay? Most of us are from villages around the school. Many of. So here I gave you the concept of the many and much. Many we use is countable plural noun, and much we can use uncountable noun. Many of the objects had pictures on them. Many of the objects. उनमें से many. Some of the villagers took the pieces of old pots to Sir John Marshall. Some of the villagers took the pieces of the old pots to Sir John Marshall. So why these pronouns, these phrases are given? Because we use in our own sentence, or we use in writing, and because our writing became more strong whenever we use these phrases, okay? And we should use these phrases to enrich, to empower our writing as well, okay? So here some of the villagers took the pieces. Salim and Karim have done the exercise. They may sit down. The rest of the students, rest of means जो बकाया students थे, rest of the students. If I say that the most of the students have cleared the examination, the rest जो रहते हैं, जो बकाया हैं, rest का मतलब क्या है कि rest of the students. Perhaps you can answer some of my questions. The question that I have asked you, it means you gave me the sum of the, and you gave me the answers from some of the questions that you are asked. Into and out of, okay? Into and out of, it means in a sense, and we can also use there in. In is a simple into when there is a movement. For suppose I can say that a child dived into the water, okay? For suppose a student came into the class, it means a student came out of the, from out of into the class. जो बाहर से स्टूडेंट आए अंदर में आप यूज कर सकते हैं, यू कैन यूज देयर into. Out of means out of something. Here cars would come right into the city, okay? The cars come from out into the city. जो बाहर से कोई चीज़ अंदर दाखिल हो तो वहाँ यूज़ कर सकते हैं into, okay? Now here is in a second we can also imagine that, as I earlier gave you the example, he fell into the well. Fell, it means into the well. It means a fell is a movement into. Like this, onto is the same, okay? For suppose I gave you the example of onto and on. I drop in the pen onto the table. Onto the table, it is mean movement. It went in a movement on the table, okay? This is onto. In second, third, they pulled him out of the water. Out of the water it means बाहर से उनको निकाला. Come out of the classroom and play on the ground. Okay, तो come out of क्लास से बाहर रहें कि हम ग्राउंड पे खेलें. So here we can use a few, okay, a few as little. As an early exercise we also understood that the little, a little means a some, little means a negligible, it means a not many. So like this, few means chand, a few means some, in a sense of some. So here frame sentence using few with the following verbs: know, sing, write, take, go. So this exercise I think you should be given homework. So because use few, you must not just only use few, but you can also use few, a few, little, a little, okay. So you must few, and you must aware about the few means not many, a few means some, and little means in a sense of not much, a little means some. And you must also clarify that few we use in the countable noun, a few countable, and a little in a sense of uncountable noun. Keep in your mind, my dear students. Frame 5 sentences using a few with the following nouns: person, peasants, clerics, workers, doctors. As I on the top of the book I have used a few. So here you can also use a few because I have given this type of the homework to you. So persons, peasants, clerics, workers, doctors, you can also use these words with a few. Okay, so in the one exercise point use few, and the second use a few. Complete the following sentence choosing appropriate phrases from the given list. Okay, as, most of, the rest of, some of, a few, a lot of, a little, a lot. Okay, so here the most of the people in the Pakistan are hardworking. Most of the people. Okay, you can also use according to the sense, and you can also change these phrases according to the sense of the sentence as well. Only some of the workers are dishonest. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. I have heard a lot about you. A lot means sufficient, copious. Salim, Homen and Kareem stayed with Razia in hospital until rest of us came back. Okay, rest of us we can use here in the sentence. Number 6, I have chosen a lot of books for the library. There is a lot talk about civil defense these days, and yet will you have a little piece of cake. Okay, so in this table, this is also homework for you. You can also use on your copy. So for suppose, how can we use these table? Many of, yeah, most of, a few of, the rest of, some of. In these adverbs, we can use a proposition and use in the rest of sentences. Like this, many of us were in the garden. Okay, so I have used it done for you. Many of us were in the garden. You can also use a present to be tense here, to be verb. Okay, and I have used it here past to be verb. So here the cross out, okay, the wrong words. Like this, there is a little or a little, much, milk. So in these option, which is appropriate to the, suitable to the sentence here? Which word is suitable? So here there is a little or a little, much milk in the pot. Go and get some from bazaar. Okay, it means the little. So here suitable is a little. There's a little milk in the pots. Go. Definitely little, it means it is a negligible. If there is no milk, definitely one would go to market and to get it. So here the suitable is 1. So like this, second and third you can also use there. Here is non-textual exercise. As in earlier lecture, we also understood the uses of full stop, commas, okay, and semicolon. We also understood where we use full stop and where we use question mark as well. So in we call all of these punctuations. Punctuations. Why do we use punctuations? We use punctuations in writing to understand clear the message of the writer. So definitely we use this punctuation in spoken English, but we are not clear where we use. And definitely, for suppose you use punctuations, for suppose what is your name, where do you live, in spoken English we also use there. Okay, we take a pause, we use a full stop in spoken, but in clearly in writing we use there full stop, question mark, exclamatory marks, even other punctuation marks here. So in this exercise, it is also I have assigned for you exercise, and I will do one for you as for suppose supply full stop, comma, question mark and sign of exclamation where necessary. I bought some meat, okay, sugar, milk and a pair of socks from the store. So here I can use comma. Okay, whenever the series of words in a use, we can distribute them with comma. For suppose I bought some meat, comma, sugar, comma, milk and a pair of socks from the store. How many comma I have used here? I have used 2 commas. Okay, like this. So where do you propose to go from here? This is definitely what punctuation mark you can use here. And second, rearrange the sentence by putting phrase in the correct form. Okay, here I also clarify you that in sentences when particularly adverbs. So if you know the kinds of adverb, I think you have covered in 8th class that the adverb of manner, adverb of time, adverb of place. We would prefer adverb of manner first, and second adverb of place, and last adverb of time. For suppose I use time. I meet my friend yesterday. I have used the yesterday. Yesterday is mentioning the time. Okay, so here we have to use the time at the end of the sentence. For suppose I do for you, rearrange the sentence by putting phrase in the correct form. Number 1, we meet on Sunday afternoon in the park always, because this is a incorrect sentence. We have shuffled, we have changed these places where there is necessary. Here we meet in the we always meet in the park on Sunday afternoon. It will be we always meet in the park on Sunday afternoon. The sentence will be correct as I use it here. So like this you have also used. This is also homework for you. So in the last, tick mark the word you think is correct in the following. Which one is correct or which one is suitable, you can also tick mark. Okay, is the opposite of few is more, less, little or many. Okay, so it means opposite few, it means not little, not many, it means less. So like the opposite of ancient is modern, new, old, aged. So because you must also done this exercise. This is also homework for you. So my dear student, the next lesson will be the Helen Keller. You must go through the lesson. You must understand the lesson. If you are not able to understand, you also underline the difficult words. In the next lecture, we will also understand the Helen Keller, and we will also do the exercise of the lesson as well. Okay. So the homework that you are given, you must do the exercise or do the homework. Okay, thank you, my dear students.